Hello dear friends, today we are going to talk about a topic called probability. So does anybody know what does probability means? Okay, let's read the definition. So what is a probability? The definition says probability means possibilities. Probability implies likelihood or chances. It deals with occurrence of random event. The value of probability lies from 0 to 1. So these are the four facts. Now let's understand what is the probability. You must have heard that either you or your friend are saying, what are the chances that I will score a century in the next match? What are the chances that I will win the lottery? Now when they are talking about chances, they are nothing but they are asking what is their probability of scoring a century in the next match or winning a lottery next time. Okay, so here if you look at this, P of A equal to the number of favorable outcome divided by total sample space. So what does A is, what does P of A is, what is number of favorable outcome, what is the total sample space? So let's go through this. So A here, P of A is nothing but the probability of happening of an event A. Okay, so the event A is nothing but, as you said, I'm scoring a century in the next match. This is the event. I'm winning a lottery. That's the event. Now the chances is nothing but the probability of that is happening. Now what is number of favorable space outcomes? Let's read. Let's know more about that in the next on the next slide. But here are the two more facts that probability lies, as we have written, the probability lies between 0 and 1. They both are inclusive. Okay, so probability of an event which is definitely going to happen is 1. It's like 100% chances. Like I will go to school. When you are certain that you are going to go to school tomorrow, you say it's 100%. Or I will go to Mars. I know I won't. I will never go to Mars. So the probability of that happening is 0. Okay. So what is sample space? The sample space, sometimes people also say total sample space. The sample space is nothing but the set of all possible outcomes to occur in any trial. So if I take the previous example um, of scoring century, what are the possible outcomes? Either I will or I will not. Okay, so there are only two possible outcomes. But here I am going to talk about a coin problem. So when I throw a coin, what are the possible outcomes I can get? Either I can get head or I can get a tail. So the sample space is h comma t. And what is the size of the sample space? Is 2. Now let's talk about more a favorable outcome. What is favorable sample space? What do you mean by favorable outcome? An outcome which is possible to occur is called favorable outcome. So when we define the event, in how many outcomes your event is happening, that is called favorable outcome. So let's talk about, if I roll a dice, what are the chances, or sorry, what is the favorable outcomes of getting an even number? So when you roll a dice, what all numbers you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Now 1, is it an even number? No. 2, is it an even number? Yes. 4, is it an even number? Yes. 6, is it an even number? Yes. 5, no. 3, no. So out of those 6 possible outcomes, there are 2, 4 and 6 are the one which are even number. So they will be called a favorable outcomes. So now we are going to cover few sets of problem. One is coin based problem, dice based problem, marvels, or um, deck, card deck. So let's and in order to solve those problems, there are certain facts you need to always remember. So let's talk about some of those facts. So the facts based on or concept based on coin. When a coin is tossed, okay, so we need to know what are the possible outcomes. You can get head or you can get a tail. Correct? Can you get anything else? No. So the total sample space is 2. Okay. When I'll dice or throw or toss a coin 2 times, or if I toss 2 coins together, what would be the possible outcome? So when I toss the first coin, I can get 2 outcomes, head or tail. Now the second coin can have further 2 outcomes. Either it can have head, tail. So look at this. If I look at all the possible outcomes, you can get head head, you can get head tail, you can get tail head, or you can get tail tail. So in this case, what is the total sample space? It's 4. Okay. And if we were asking about some event, then you can calculate how many are favorable sample spaces, or what is the size of favorable sample space. But for that, you need to know the event. So let's solve some questions around the coin. So my event is a coin is tossed, find the probability of getting head. So if you remember the slide from the last slide, the image from the last slide, what is the total sample space? What was the sample space? There's 2 because just one coin. So the total sample space is 2. And your event is find the probability of getting head. So out of those 2, there was only one outcome where you were getting head. So what would be the probability? 1 by 2, which is 1/2. Now let's talk about another problem. So a coin is tossed twice at random. What is the probability of getting at least one head? And the second is getting the same face. So let's solve the first one. Now when your event changes, that doesn't mean your outcome, the sample size will change. So we know either 2 coins were tossed or one coin is tossed twice. What is our total sample space? It's 4. You're right. HH, HT, TH, TT. That's your total sample space. Now your event, you are talking about at least one head. So you are getting at least one head in HH, HT and TH. Yeah, HH will also be counted because he said at least one head. Yes, we are getting 2, but we are getting at least one head because 2 is more than 1. So in this case, the possibility is, or probability is, or chances are 3 by 4. Okay. Now let's solve the second problem. What are the chances, or what is the probability of getting same face? Now out of those 4 outcomes, see in which case the both has the same sign. One is HH, second is TT. So now the total sample space doesn't change, it still remains 4, but your favorable sample space changed to 2. So what is the probability? 2 by 4, and if you simplify that, it's 1 by 2. So now let's cover some concept on the dice as well. So as you already know, when a dice is thrown, what are the possible outcomes you can see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Okay. So the total sample space would be in this case 6. Now if I throw 2 dices, okay, now think about it. How many sam total sample space? What is the size of total sample space? So when I throw first dice, I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. For each one of these phase, how many outcome I can have in the second throw? 6. So it will form a matrix like this. Look at this. So either I can get 1 1, I can get 2 1, I can get 3 1, I can get 4-1, I can get 5-1 or 6-1. Similarly, I can get 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2 or 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3 or 1-4, 2-4, and they are all are the separate different outcome. See, so if I calculate this at 6 times 6, which is 36, so there is total sample size is 36. So now if we try to solve a couple of questions based on this dice, so like find the probability of getting an even number on a dice. Okay, so we know what was the total sample space, 6, and in how many times you can get even number, 2, 4 or 6. So there are 3 possible outcomes when you will get the even number. So probability would be the size of the favorable sample space divided by total sample space. If I throw 2 dices, now you know the sample size in this case is 36. Now you're saying if 2 dice are rolled, find the probability of getting same number on both dices. So what would be the total favorable sample space? 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, 4 4, 5 5 or 6 and 6. So what is the total favorable sample size is? Only 6. The probability would be 6 over 36, and as you know in fraction you always simplify if you can. So 6 by 36 gets simplified to 1 over 6. Okay, now let's do one more type of problem, which is a pack of cards. So let's read about some facts about the cards. A bundle of cards, it contains 52 cards. There are 4 different kind of cards. They are spades, heart, diamond, club. And look at their color as well. Color is for spades it's black, heart is red, diamond is red, and club is black, because they may ask you some question about the color as well. And so if there are total 52 cards and each color card or each one of these cards are same, then what would be the size of each group? Is 13. 52 by 4, 13 cards. And total number of face cards, you need to remember this is 12. So as you can see, this is how the card deck will look like. Okay, so it will start from A, or you can say 1, A, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there are the 3 face cards, J, Q, K. And why did I say 12 here then? Because 3, 6, 9, and 12. Because there are 4 different card types, so 3 into 4, 12. Okay, so let's solve some problem around here. Now, question based on card. So draw a random card from a pack of cards. Find the probability that card drawn is a face card. So now you tell me, what would be the total sample size? You already know there are 52 cards. So the total size is 52. And do you remember how many face cards were there? Absolutely correct. It was 12. So the probability would be 12 over 52. And if we simplify that, the 12 and 52 gets divided by 4. So the answer is 3 by 13. Now let's pick another one. Draw a random card from a pack of cards. What is the probability that card drawn is diamond? So tell me how many diamond cards were there? Yes, 13. Each one of our 13 cards. So in this case, what would be the probability? The total size doesn't change. It's still 52. But the event of getting a diamond is, the favorable outcome is 13. The probability would be 13 over 52, which is 1 by 4. Absolutely correct. And here is the last one. So we are covering different kind of problems so that you guys are not uh, get confused when you are solving those problems. Let's talk about marbles. A box contains 3 blue, 2 white, and 4 red marbles. If one marble is drawn randomly, find the probability of getting if that marble is white, blue, or red. Okay, so there are three different questions. Let's find the jar. Okay, so we got the jar. Okay, we started filling that with our marbles. So we got, so far we got 3 red and 3 blue. Oh, 4 red, white, and another white. Now we got our jar is full. So this is where you are trying to find out. Now let's say we are trying to find out what is the probability of getting white marble. So the total sample space is the total number of marbles, which is 9. Now favorable sample is outcome for white is 2, and hence probability is going to be 2 over 9. Similarly, for the blue, we got 3 blue, so the probability is going to be 3 over 9, which is 1/3. And last is red. So favorable outcome is 4 by 9. We can't simplify this, so we'll leave this as it is. Okay, so we have covered all of the concept about probability. In the next video, we will read about 3 more rules: AND rule, OR rule, and chain rule. Till then, bye bye. Have fun.